When I was 17 years old, I had the kind of job most kids could only dream about, or maybe fear. From 1989 to 1993, I was a caddy at Sherwood Country Club in California. Back then, there were only about 100 members, and many of them famous, Hollywood legends, sports icons, and then you had the Murdoch Kid, aka Dennis the Menace, doing donuts in his limousine golf cart. But besides that, you saw people you only saw on the big screen. I've got stories you wouldn't believe. Some good, some insane, and some that taught me lessons I'll never forget. Let's start with Jack. Jack Nicholson. In person, he's exactly the same guy you see on screen. I'll never forget this one round. I caddied for him probably 50 times. I was on the 15th fairway when I smelled weed coming from the tee. Jack and his buddy, some brain surgeon, were smoking a fatty, and when they rolled up to the fairway, Jack had white powder under his nose. He saw me notice, but he didn't care. He just swiped it away. Then things got wild. On the 16th tee, Jack hit his shot straight into the water. He raised his iron in the air like it was a scene out of The Shining. I was having PTSD from the movie, scared out of my mind. So I ducked behind the cart, trembling. I was just 17 years old. And Jack is screaming, "God damn it, you mother effing C-word! I'm going insane! Effing insane!" When we got to the par 3 green, his buddy had a 15-footer for birdie, halfway to the hole. Jack just kicked the ball straight into the lake. His buddy, dead silent. That's when I realized, when people have power, you don't mess with them. And after all that chaos, Jack tips me $50, like it's 1970. Now Wayne Gretzky, total opposite. The man was pure class, a true gentleman. You'd fly around the course in 3.5 hours, and at the end, he'd hand you $200 cash. That was real money back in the late 80s, early 90s, and he was still playing in the NHL. One time I said, "Mr. Gretzky, I think it breaks 6 inches right to left." He looks at me, smiles, and says, "Call me Wayne. I'm not my dad. Down to earth. Humble. Just a great human being." Then there was Jerry Weintraub, famous Hollywood producer. Managed Sinatra, Elvis, Zeppelin. Produced Karate Kid and Ocean's 11. He was larger than life, and I was his go-to caddy. Probably looped for him 100 times. One time, Jerry hit his ball into a bush. He says, "JD, go find it." Now, my name's not JD, but he always mixed me up with another caddy. So there I am, in my one-piece monkey suit, diving into a bush. Finally, I give up and say, "Mr. Weintraub, even if you find it, you can't hit it out. Best to take a penalty stroke for an unplayable lie." So he gets pissed, jumps in the bush himself, and takes 6 whiffs before finally knocking it out. Then he looks at me and says, "That's the difference between you and me. I'm not a quitter. Not exactly the rules of golf, but hey, lesson learned." Another time, his cart broke down and he yells, "Get me another cart!" I start walking to the clubhouse and he shouts, "Run!" His wife Jane was laughing her head off while I sprinted. That was Jerry. Cigars, confidence, and zero filter. And then there was Joe Pesci, one of my favorites, coolest cat out there. We had a member caddy golf tournament, and after the round, a few of us were in the clubhouse hanging with him. I asked if I could get him a martini, and he gladly accepted. He was funny, relaxed, and just one of the guys. And his girlfriend? Let's just say she was 25 years younger and drop-dead gorgeous. Pesci was living the life. Those years at Sherwood were unforgettable. I was just a teenager, surrounded by icons, madness, and moments I'll never forget. From Jack's meltdowns, to Wayne's kindness, to Jerry's life lessons, to Pesci's effortless cool, those stories shaped how I see fame, power, people, and life. And that is life as a golf caddy in Hollywood's playground. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed these stories, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which celebrity story blew your mind the most, or any celebrity stories you want to share. See you on the next.